Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Yeah! Broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence on this Happy Halloween! 31 October 2024. I's your host, Ken. Well, I mean, I'm out now, so you guys can, Ice, whatever. Broadcasting somewhere in the basement of the Pentagon. Maybe somewhere out in Area 51, Cheyenne Mountain, the Alamo. Prairies in Kansas, man, we're breaking out. The border of Texas and El Paso, we're everywhere. Of course, and I would be remiss if I did not introduce, of course, my gunner in the gunner seat, Spanky.
Hey y'all,
Sup, girl?
I'm back.
Oh, girl.
I'm back.
girl. Yeah, everyone was disappointed. Hey, look, the reason why we started a little bit early is because we got Halloween festivities to do, and I got to bolt out. I mean, so we're gonna do a real quick show, and I got to do a quick show because, first off, I want to make an announcement. All right. Now, this announcement, if you guys don't know what's going on social media right now, I can't believe some of my friends are now arguing with me and discussing about eggnog. And I'm like, dudes, what the hell's up? Well, first off, I'm going to say right now that all my friends who own their own veteran-owned businesses and other companies that are veteran-owned that have been posting on social media about eggnog and have been promoting their endorsement. And then, of course, I was asked, Ken, what about you? What's your thing? And I was the one that kicked off the. I wasn't really the one that kicked it off, I should say. There were some friends that we all agitated it together. And I will say right now, on behalf of U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Space Force WTF Moments, WTF Nation Gaming, and of course all other affiliated and associated websites, pages, and social media of the WTF Nation empire that you don't know about. We are eggnog endorsers. So I'm gonna tell you right now,
highly recommend that.
Highly recommend, and I'm right now. I have in my little Zip Zap Ghost mug here with the bullet in it. Shout out to the PSYOP Regiment kids for presenting me this. I love that eggnog, right? It's delicious. Now, here's my thing.
That looks like it's a little watered down, though. No,
It's because I got some Osbach in there. I put some brandy in there.
That's what it is.
I put some brandy in there. Osbach Ural, die beste und Brandywein auf Deutschland. And so shout out to all the haters out there. I'm not saying I've been drinking some already. Specifically, it is spiked. It is spiked. It is. Yes, specifically. We endorse all eggnog and whatever types you'd like to make it. Yeah, exactly that. It's totally spiked. It is spiked. Me and Spanky were shooting the shit, and she's like, "You okay? How come you're talking funny?" And I'm like, "What? You making fun of my English second language?" She's like, "No." Yes, it is spiked. This is my second glass of Osbach Uralt mit eggnog. For memedom forever. I see I'm doing these shots. Matter of fact, let me change the camera here so I can. Matter of fact, let me just do. So I can get the effect. Yeah. Love that eggnog. And yeah, so there you go. So again, made an official endorsement for eggnog. I don't care if it is Halloween. This is the best part, because after Halloween, that's when we set up the stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's mashed potato month.
It's mashed
tomorrow.
potato. Yeah, it's mashed potato month. Exactly. So all the fat. I'm glad we're retired, Specky, so we can just enjoy ourselves.
I know.
I
know. I can wear my stretchy pants.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
be happy
Well,
about
I
it.
mean, the retired life's kind of funny because all I wear is unit T-shirts and Ranger panties all the time. So unless I'm going out to go do something or hang out with the dads or something like that. So anyways, again, U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, all affiliated WTF Nation-like organizations like WTF Nation Gaming, U.S. Space Force WTF Moments, and other pages unknown out there. Yeah, yeah, we all are eggnog drinkers and endorsers. So there you go. So anybody who has any hate,
Eggnog friendly.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, if anybody has hate, if you have hate in your heart. If you have hate in your heart and you don't like eggnog, sorry. So all the goons out there, guys and gals, you know who I'm talking about. Love you guys. You guys know what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, let me window cap. I even worked with some stuff, and you know how everyone's talking about Gold Corp. You know about Gold Corp, right? Well, Gold Corp affiliated, we have Nog Corp. we now have Nog
Love
Corp.
it.
So there you go. Hate on the Nog, and we don't care. Nog Corp is live. So there you go. I'm kicking it off. This is broadcasting on all 5 platforms. So the 2 YouTube pages, the 2 Facebook pages, and Twitter are now seeing this. So you can all hate all you want. We love the Nog. So there it is.
Keep sipping.
I need to keep sipping, man.
No, that's
Osbach
the
is-
thing. We'll just keep sipping.
Yeah, Osbach is good with freaking eggnog, man. Of course, Osbach did not pay me any euros to do this, but
But if you'd like to, we'll drink more of it.
yeah, if you like, hey, Osbach, if you'd like to donate to us, Osbach USA, please hit us up at contact@WTF Nation Radio, and we'd be more than happy to oblige. But yeah, someone said I started to sound like Clayton Bixby. If I have hate in your heart, let it out. Nog power. If you have hate in your heart, let it out. Nog power. Nog power. So again, some of my friends, my bros, guys and gals that are opposed of the Nog, said that it has a consistency of this is Sergeant's time, so I got to be careful what I say. It has the consistency of an excretion of like ejaculate, and I'm like, first off, how would you know what that tastes like? I can understand the gals, but if you're talking about underwater mammals, bovine and equine, and you're talking about what type of ejaculate, then that's on you guys. I don't know what that tastes like. Oh man, if you have Nog in your heart, let it out. Nog power. So that out of the way, want to go ahead and now that was the intro monologue, laughing at all the guys and gals in the chats and the group chats and stuff like that. They got the notice. So appreciate your support. We got some serious topics to discuss here on Sergeant's Time, and I just want to say right now, currently, a soldier has been named in the murder of Sergeant Sarah Roque. Again, Roque. Everyone's been going back and forth with me on the pronunciation of the names. There's some friends of mine that have said the same thing when they're discussing it. Roque or Rock, French or Spanish will have a different pronunciation. So the Army has charged now a fellow soldier in this, and after she was found dead in Fort Leonard Wood last week, and the Army Office of Special Trial Counsel charged Specialist Wooster Rancy of the murder and obstruction of justice under the Uniform Code of Military Justice for am I reading that right, or is that just weirdly written? On Wednesday, the Army of Special Trial Counsel charged Specialist Wooster Rancy, 21, with murder. Yeah, that's with murder. Yeah, that's the 2 justices is what throwing me off. And obstruction of justice under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Army officials said in an official release. So there it is. That's the name. I know everyone was talking about who it was and who could have possibly been. And again, our hearts go out to the family and also to our teammates out at Fort Leonard Wood. So that, I mean, it's just fucking when it's a fellow soldier, man, that fucking hits, man. That hits. You do not. I'm kind of like, how do I say this? You do not want to see this in your formation at all. You're, being in a military installation with your teammates is supposed to be an area where you're supposed to be safe. You can feel safe. So there it is. So that I kind of don't know what to say about that because it's really it's pissed me off. Some of the story of it, of the details of how she was found, and of course the rumor mongers, shit talking in the chats, in the inbox.
Yes, it was horrific. Seriously.
And look, just gonna say right now, some of the pages do good work when it comes to talking about it, but there's some other pages that we have to fucking, how do I say this? We got to kind of like, if you're going to say that the military doesn't say this or doesn't say this not enough or doesn't do enough of whatever, then you better practice the same fucking shit on your page. We didn't know any of the details anyways. And so that right there, just everyone throwing on the fucking comments. And we were telling people, man, hey, Musa, fix your mic or something like that, dude, because I'm pretty loud. Spanky has to take one ear off for her headphones when I'm talking. So.
Oh, I always have to take one off. I'm like, oh, how do I turn this down?
So, and anyways, so my biggest thing is that the business of media about getting the story out. It's fine. I got it. You want to be the first to release that information. You want to be the first to break the news. Because it wasn't hadn't been for me or whatever is what was the line, what it is. But when it comes to notification of next of kin, that's where I draw the fucking line on trying to put information out there first. You should let that process. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying it is like there's a totally whole process of how everything's supposed to be done. And if you're doing it for likes or you're doing it for this or whatever reason, it just makes you an awful human.
Yeah.
That's what I'll just call it. I'll call it out like it is.
Exactly. It's not illegal. You're just a shitbag for doing it fast to be the first one. Well, I know the details. What was funny is that when we discussed it or it was posted online, individuals were already, I don't know, you were making yourself suspect number one. You know what I mean? By the details of it. And by just posting whatever. I mean, like I said, we even read off a joint response to some of the assholes in there just talking shit, saying, well, I know what happened. I know what it was, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, okay, well, tell us what it is. Without respect to the family. And then the same assholes that are crying in the inbox of how when somebody gets killed or crashed overseas, that is all posted all over social media. Just imagine that shit being released before you know it officially. You know what I mean? It's just fucking sad. So hearts out to Sarah's family and our teammates out of Fort Leonard Wood. Our prayers are going out to you guys. So really fucking sucks. But anyways, it's going to get posted on the main page at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio in our article rotator. So when you see that, you'll know and have all the details provided by Task and Purpose. They've been cranking them out, dude.
They really have.
I mean,
they really have. They're on top of it.
Yeah, they are. Patty Nyberg, Jeff Schogel, James Clark, Nicholas Skovlin. They're all out there, man. So I love it. All right, so that was one update. The next topic we're going to talk about is about, and I don't want to. This by any means I am not. We are not shit talking when me and Spanky talk about this topic because we always talk about it anyways.
Yes.
The DOD is now making it easier for soldiers to enlist with ADHD, asthma, and other medical conditions.
This does not surprise me.
The story again, of course, out of Task and Purpose from Jeff Schogel. More than 5,600 people are previously disqualified will now be allowed to enlist without having to get a waiver under the pilot program. This new program, dude, I'm impressed. This program, I think, what's called the Medical Accession Records Pilot. Well, they're really messing me up with English today, and I've been drinking some nog.
You know, they got to make stuff an acronym that nobody can, or some kind of center of excellence.
Yeah,
you
some sort
know?
of, yeah, exactly. The acronym is called MARP. So it's the Medical
Mark of
Accession.
Excellence.
Yeah, the MARP of Excellence. Medical Accessions Records Pilot, which is mean to address the changing health landscape. And that was from Lynn H. St. Clair, the Pentagon's Deputy Director of Accessions Policy. Now, me and Spanky talked about this before, about some of the children's that we've had in serving with us, that we were always saying,
Yeah. I'm like, even from our age.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're on medication. They couldn't take medication, otherwise they'd get chaptered. Seen that experience before. I've seen it.
Well, not even that. We have probably served, especially like, soldiers at our age and a little younger, probably served with so many people with ADHD and everything
Right.
that was just underdiagnosed. I don't
Right.
know if it's so much overdiagnosed now, but again, we're already doing it, so you might as well let them in.
Well, that's another thing too. Do you know how many leaders we have that are that have OCD, ADHD, and a little bit of the TISM as well? And if they take their meds or they go off post to take meds, it's like they could be held to scrutiny as well, almost make them non-deployable. So I foresee a ripple effect. Like it's gonna like, okay, so if we're doing this for sessions, then what about when people are in? And once people are in, I think it'll open it up for medication, so that way people can. How do I say? I mean, I don't want to sound less like the don't ask, don't tell. They can come out and say, hey, I have ADHD, so now I can take meds. You know what I mean? Hopefully, because a lot of them are. Don't talk about Marine Corps like that. they weaponize their TISM. Exactly that, Pip. So you're saying they throw their crayons at him? Is that what they do? But anyways, there's been cases, like I said, and it's like between July 2022 and August of 2024, the program medically qualified more than 9,000 applicants. Autism for president.
Well,
Go ahead.
no, but that's just it. Like, I did not get diagnosed with ADHD until I was in my 40s.
Right.
So, and I know, like, even from all the symptoms that I've had it, but it's just, so I served the whole time just fine. Not just fine, but I made it.
Well, and that's another thing too. There are some military tasks that individuals with ADHD or OCD or on the spectrum perform brilliantly at. Oh my God, I gotta stop drinking this nog. Perform brilliantly at. They perform brilliant. God, see, my English is all fucked up. See, okay, guys, I'm telling you right now, and Spanky laughs at me all the time.
I do. It's brilliantly.
Brilliantly is because as I consume, the alcoholic beverage, I sometimes will immediately start thinking like I revert back to my native tongue. And so,
and again, y'all are gonna have to like forgive him a little tonight because he's had that eggnog with whiskey, and I keep jumping up because my doorbell keeps ringing. Because guess what day it is?
It's Halloween.
Yeah.
So brilliantly. Stop laughing at me, Musa. Leave me alone. I'll be speaking Arabic pretty soon. Anyways, but there's a lot of tasks that soldiers that are on the spectrum perform. They perform brilliantly at. You know what I mean? They like. You fucking
absolutely.
You give a soldier that has, and I don't want to say neurodivergence. I mean, I guess you could say that's neurodivergent. You have soldiers that are neurodivergent that you just give them a task and they will fucking attack it.
Especially if it's something repetitive, and it's like step by step by step, like a PMCS, for instance. Like, oh, you got steps I got to do. Okay, and they're done.
Right.
Like in order, exactly how they should be.
What's funny is that there's a question in there about the chats about how does this affect warrant and officer accessions? And I don't know. I'm looking at the article, which was from Task and Purpose, taken repurposed from this. Get it? Task and Purpose, repurposed from Stars and Stripes. Anyways, so the recent additions to the medical conditions covered by the program, recruits can enlist without a waiver if they've not been treated for dyslexia or other learning disorders within the past year, and if they have not been treated for airway hyperresponsiveness, including asthma, in the last 4 years. So, I mean, again, like I was saying before, This is probably going to be a ripple effect.
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 No, like you're probably right. It is just gonna like we're just starting out small. And I think once they realize that, hey, especially if you were diagnosed with ADHD or, dyslexia or anything as a kid,
Yeah.
and even up through high school, a lot of kids don't need any type of services or anything for it because they've either learned to control it or anything else. They said once they realize that, hey, all these people we let in with ADHD, asthma, autism, whatever it is, everything is going fine. So maybe we should open it up to, probably the warrant officer core, everything else.
Right.
So I think it's just this first baby step.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is the first step, first foot in the door. And somebody when I was talking to somebody about this, an Army leader, and it's like, oh my God, it's like the meme exists. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, don't you ever have that soldier that when you talk about something and in the smoke pit, and the first thing they say is what? Actually, blah, 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 blah. He's like, that might be a neurodivergent soldier. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even think about that.
Well, yeah, exactly. They're the ones that, once they read something, if that's what they're supposed to know, I'm supposed to be stuck in my head. Okay, it's there.
Yeah.
And don't try to change
Yeah, exactly.
the steps or the rules or the right, because again, and yeah. I mean, I completely get it. I think it's because I'm an actually person and knew under the regs inside.
Oh, I know you're an actually person. Shit. I'll see something that was posted on the main page. Who posted this, Ken? Was this you? This sounds like you, because I was just telling somebody a couple of days ago that every you could tell personalities of the admins, and
Yes.
you read me quick. I mean, that was a.
I know exactly when it's you.
It's like that was your post, wasn't it? But one of the biggest things I think was it was that MHS Genesis system that was using private medical records at MEPS, and it requires soldiers or future soldiers or recruits, I should say, to get waivers for those minor health issues. And so I think with that also, I mean, like the article is reading in Task and Purpose, like I said, it'll be up on the main page. By eliminating the need for recruits to get waivers over 51 medical conditions, the DoD is recognizing that the waiver process is taking too long, and the most of the recruits that who apply for such waivers get them in the end. Now,
Well, another thing, just with you saying that, it's a lot of, again, all of these kids have always been joining. And I am not saying this actually happens, but I have heard, in the past before the new Genesis system and everything, recruiters would say, yeah, we just don't mention that or something like that. I have heard that happens. I don't know for sure, but of course, I've only heard allegedly. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Allegedly, recruiters would tell oh, well, we don't need to mention this, or we don't need to mention this, or we don't need to mention this. So they've already been in.
right.
Again,
You know, that's a good point, because
undiagnosed, or just we used to be able to just lie about it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You didn't break your arm when you were a kid, did you? No.
No.
Don't. Did you? No. What do you mean? Am I supposed to say? Yeah. Oh, I did. No. Hey, no. No, you should not be.
Exactly.
The kid's like, oh, but then you have that Ashley kid. Did you break your arm when you were young? No. Well, you need to change that. Well, actually, if you do that, you're lying against your contract, and you could be your contract null and void. Actually, and there you go, and that starts it off. I guarantee it. There's some kids on the spectrum that are jump masters that fucking crush that shit. You know what I mean? And I could bet there's probably some pilots out there that are
sure.
or some tankers or something like that. Yeah, exactly that, Patrick. No, candidates never lie at maps. They didn't so. The next thing you will tell me is that the tooth fairy doesn't exist. Oh, Patrick.
Well, allegedly.
What happened was there's no mold in the barracks either, Patrick. But yeah, I think that's a good thing. Dyslexia too. So, I mean, this is a breakthrough. This is, of course, everyone's talking about soldiers fucking, we need bodies for the next war. Yeah, Holly says the same thing too. Some CSMs, we need soldiers for the next war. Blah 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 blah. No, this has been a trying issue for recruiters and to get kids in. Because I guarantee
exactly.
it, right?
And no, I know. Back not allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
There is a lot of reasons why kids are not joining anymore, but this is definitely one of them, is the Genesis system. And they have to and then some kids don't even remember. I mean, that was like when I was 7 years old. And I know this now, if it was me, if I busted my butt or broke a leg or something at 7, I wouldn't remember that.
Yeah.
Or, you know, a little bit earlier, I wouldn't remember that. Like, so now that's all coming up, and like kids are coming like, yeah, I broke a foot when I was 5 or fell off a slide, didn't remember that, and then, you know, comes up in whatever, and then they
Yep.
got to do all this extra shit, and then and the kids today are like, okay, well, I can still make more at In and Out, because yes, In and Out here in this area, you can make more than you can as a private. They're just like, I'll just go do In and Out and go to college through them or whatever it is, because they're just not going to do all that extra steps unless there is some incentive.
Or you
Yeah.
can, or you can work at Buc-ee's.
Patriotism is not the incentive anymore.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's a good that's a good point. That's a good point. We weren't watching until Spanky came back. Happy Halloween. All right.
happy Halloween.
All right, VTT. I see you. Veteran trash talk is trash talking in the chats. Thanks. What am I, chopped liver? But yeah.
No, you're eggnog.
There you go. Exactly. What am I? I'm drinking eggnog. Eggnog. Nog-corp. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. But the dyslexia thing. I mean, I know. And I'm not going to dime you guys out. They're the ones that I know. I know there are some leaders out there that have some of this stuff that don't. It's almost like I said, this is their opportunity to come out. You know what I mean? It's like they to come out to like, it's like I said, I don't want to sound like it's don't ask, don't tell, because you know the deal. Any medications that you take or could take and all that, that's not along your medical profile, you know, and would probably be wiped out that you're authorized to take now. Because then if you're letting kids come in and taking their meds or taking whatever, and they've been treated for this, and there's nothing wrong with the leader saying, hey, I take that stuff. Holly says some CSMs too. Man, I don't know if it's, I don't know. I don't know if that's an excuse, Holly. I think just some of them are just assholes. I don't want to hate on my, I don't want to hate on my fellow senior NCOs, but still. But anyways, what was that? See,
well, I'll do all the hating if it's needed. Yes, some of y'all are assholes. There you go.
There you go. PIQ, politically incorrect, says, see, I remember most significant injuries, but I forget something someone said 5 minutes ago. Yeah, and exactly, that's called trauma, PIQ. That's called trauma. I don't even, shit, what did I eat for breakfast this morning? You know what I mean? I do know my second glass of some good nog.
But I know every song lyric there ever was and ever probably will be.
Right.
Yeah, but, well, can't remember why I walked out the door.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when did you leave? Or you're driving down, you're like, you get out of the house, you're about ready to go, you get the keys, you're securing everything, and you're driving like, I don't know, you're about a mile out, and the first thing that runs through your mind, did I turn the coffee pot off? Did I shut the garage door? Did I freaking, is the cat inside? You know what I mean? All these internal processes go through your head. I don't know if that's like any tism wise, but that's the thing too. Let's not WebMD ourselves.
Oh no, exactly. Like let the professionals do it. If
Yeah,
you really
exactly
think you have
that.
symptoms, like go make an appointment through PCM and have them do a referral. And like I said, let the test be run.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if you do one of those self-assessments, that's fine, but still don't believe it until you get
until you get it on paper. Because then if you self-diagnose that, hey, what's up? I'm Mike Hunter from Detroit. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Whoa, halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. Exactly. Neurotypical people don't have an internal monologue. Bullshit. I think they do. I think they have an internal, external, sing along. they own it. I don't know.
No, that's neurotypical. She's saying not like the neurodivergent. Because I've heard the same thing, and like I had seen some things that people like literally don't have this internal voice in their head that
Really?
they talk to all day. Yes. And I'm like, wait. You mean I could? How do you you just get in a bed and fall asleep and your brain doesn't talk to you?
Right.
I'm like, yes, but mine does. I have this internal voice that's there all the time, and I'm literally talking in my head and like constantly, 24/7. Anything that's going around, like if I look at the wall, I'm like, in my head, there's a wall.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Baconator says, hell,
I'm like,
yeah. See what Baconator said? He's like, hell, I talk to trees. Same thing. I argue with myself mowing the lawn. No typecasting to Latinos about mowing lawns, but I'm just saying I do like to enjoy a little bit of landscaping. But But my thing is I mean, don't you do that? You're like, the lawnmower's going, the hum.
Yes,
it's
I
soothing.
do. But
And
there
then
are
you start
people that
singing.
don't.
There are people sing. I sing. I'm like, oh fuck, what was that one thing? And I'll like literally talk to myself. And then there's a meme out there that says it's got a picture of like these fucking just like they're like I don't know. They're supposed to sing. There's just people like standing on the side off to the side, and they're all wet. And the meme says, "My shampoo bottles when I argue with myself in the shower." And I'm like, I bet 80% of the Army can't pass the Cat Q or reads or both the DSM. I have to see that. There you go, man. Pip says,
Yeah, we're probably all a little off.
Yeah.
To join the Army, there might
Right.
be a part of that. That might be a symptom.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if
The
you go see a recruiter,
yeah, exactly. You go talk to yourself. You know what I mean? So I'm talking to myself.
yeah.
So I do. I was like, fuck, I should have said that. Or fuck, man. I think I'll read into something. Someone will say blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Or I get in a discussion with a friend or something like that. And all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute. What do he or she mean by that? What are they talking about? You mean, wait, what? Oh,
talking about me? What are they talking
yeah.
about you? What are
Oh,
they talking about
dick.
this?
You know,
What's
next,
that?
you know, and then I'm like, what the
Yeah.
Then I'll call back. What the fuck you mean by that?
And then because you've had this whole conversation in your head.
Exactly. I still sing Army songs in the shower. I know, like, yeah. No, when I go running with Baby Ice or when we go rucking, we freaking, you know, I try to teach him a little bit of cadence to get in a little step to keep up, you know. And he just looks at me all weird. What is this?
I don't know this song.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, what is this tribal thing you're speaking? But anyways, yeah. So hey, we'll see what happens. I'm kind of fucking happy about it. I mean, I'm like I said, I know some soldiers that have been chaptered out for some of it, and I'm glad to see that, you know, the Army's looking at helping. You know, again. Look, guys, we're not
First steps. We're good.
Yeah,
First
exactly.
steps.
Don't read into this. Here we are telling people not to read into it. Well, we read into shit.
I mean,
Don't
that's
read
our
into
job.
it.
Let us do the reading into. Let us do the
Exactly.
reading into.
Let us argue with the shampoo bottles in the shower in the church. Boy.
I mean, I've never seen a bunch of shampoo bottles at churches, but you never know nowadays. People can worship shampoo if they want to.
I was talking to the Lord the other day, and he said, "I need you more conditioner." You bald, man.
Oh, man.
Yep, exactly that. Stupid rocks. I even argue with squirrels or something like that. You ever do that too? Oh, get out of here. Get. You know, they're all in your flowers or something like that, or they're knocking
Oh,
over.
yeah. It's bunnies.
Yeah.
I think that come eat all my flowers here.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's fine.
So, all right, last thing, real quick, because we got me and Spanky gotta get rolling. This is big news, and me and Spanky talked about this, man, way back in the day. This is talking about domestic abuse. So if you guys are a little triggered or you feel like you're sensitive about the topic, you go ahead and just go ahead and you can mute or
Trick-or-treating
trick or treat,
or
go
whatever
trick or
it
treat,
is
whatever
you
you gotta
like.
do.
Yeah.
For the next 10-15 minutes, we're gonna talk about this. AER. Now this right here, I'm gonna throw this in the chats. AER is now doing. There's a new policy that's been released for those that have been affected by domestic abuse. And this is big because a few weeks back, it was a few years back. Me and Spanky were talking about what type of programs and stuff like that AER should be doing. And
Right.
I'm gonna say lately, AER has been crushing it. Lately, they have been, at any time there has been soldiers that have been affected by any of the hurricanes or have been displaced. Hey man, I'm gonna say right now, whoop whoop! I got my proud, my look at that, AER bumper sticker, son. A proud supporter. I don't have this in my minivan, but yeah, friggin' they have been. I don't want to. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I should just.
And maybe they had new leadership.
Yeah, maybe they had new leadership or have seen that some of their older policies are not with the times. How about that? I do speak to AER once in a while too. The actual comms person. The CEO is former Sergeant Major of the Army, Tony Grinston. That's him.
Yes.
Ooh, maybe he heard one of the
I
podcasts.
was to say maybe there was
Maybe.
some like change of leadership, and he knew what soldiers needed, like when it comes to that,
Yeah.
And he did know how to use the internet. There was always that.
There was the
So
webs.
I'm always throwing shade at the new one. I'm always going to throw shade at the new one. Sorry.
Viva La Vargas does a great job doing it when he talks about all the senior enlisted advisors. Oh my God, he just cuts up when he talks about, hey, how you guys doing? He talks to him like, how you guys doing? Then he makes fun of the MCPON, and then he makes fun of the former Sergeant Major Chandler, and he talks about the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. But this is big, dude. This is a big win. Like I said, we were talking, me and Spanky way back in the day to talk about this, and I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. Now the updated policy, of course, is going to be expediting financial assistance for victims of domestic violence who have made restricted reports. The policy ensures that those affected receive funding for basic emergency needs, including transportation, temporary lodging, food, and necessary personal items. Man, that Spanky, we got to find that.
I know.
We got to find that podcast where we did that, because we're
gonna have to.
We're gonna have to dig. Under the policy, the Family Advocacy Program Manager can validate the need for assistance and allow AER to provide immediate funds without notifying command or law enforcement, which is one of the things that sometimes the Army reporting systems can out a victim of domestic violence. This, I think, is...
if it's...
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, this is...
No,
this is
again,
great.
because the soldiers... we keep doing this, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say... No, okay. If the soldier, like I said, if they filed a restricted report, that means they didn't want their commander to know, so they couldn't get their commander to sign off on an AER loan. And now they can. They can do this without their commander knowing and keep their restricted confidentiality, the things that they want. And this is one of those services now that they can get, just like they can get medical and everything else under a restricted report. Any type of kits or anything that can be done. So yes, because again, sometimes you are leaving the person that assaulted you. You have to leave because you live together, and you leave immediately. And not every soldier has an emergency fund. We all know that, or AER would not be needed.
Right, exactly.
So now they can get money to, like I said, move out, do whatever it is they need to do. And finally.
I was about to say finally, because some of the stuff that me and you assisting soldiers and stuff back in the day. And here's another thing too. We kind of need to move away and shift from the haterade that AER used to get. And a lot of it is, I don't want to donate, blah, 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 blah. And they blah, blah, talk crap, and all this stuff. I want to say, I have never, and I'm gonna stomp my foot again. I've never had an issue with AER, and a lot of the programs that the Army has, if you apply, there are certain requirements that you have to meet, you have to make, you have to have. So you're not always going to get a grant. You're not always going to get loan. That was the old back in the day. Well, now, I mean, just by the hurricanes, just by the disaster relief that they've been providing, I've not yet seen, and as much as all the old haters like to talk about, I've not seen at all anybody get denied any grants for hurricane relief, denied any grants for financial assistance for temporary lodging. I've not seen anybody get denied.
Right. Even before, like I said, even like when I worked as command financial specialist, you were only getting a grant if you really could not afford to pay it back. Right. So again, because this is, but you still get an interest-free loan.
Right.
And, and that was my job, was to go through your finances when you're applying for AER. And this is before how you used to do it before. And like I said, and if you had already had a few loans, all right, now this is an issue, so I got to go line by line in the bank account. If they really could not afford it, they would get a grant.
Right.
And not pay it back. So,
you brought up a good point. A lot of individuals don't like the fact that they have to open up themselves to that scrutiny. Like they feel like, why are you getting my business? Well, we want to make sure, you know what I mean? We want to make sure that the dollars are going right to the people that need it.
Yes. And not saying, like I said, that was what I had to do, like line by line on their bank account. And like I said, that's when I used to teach soldiers that, yes, porn is free. Stop paying for it, because you see it in their bank accounts. And
Exactly. Yeah. No, you're right.
But that was just like I said, and that was it. Yes, we'd have to go line by line. And they didn't want to get the loans in. So now, like, especially if it's a case like this, I don't want you in my business anymore. I've already had to file a restricted report for whatever reason,
Hmm.
traumatized from that, and now you got to go through like my life to see why I can't afford this.
Right.
Probably has something to do with yeah. Oh no,
See, that's the
it's
that's
such a
that's
good.
the and that's that fine line where leaders have to make sure that when you say the adulting comment, not in this context, not in this context. You know what I mean? You have to explain, hey, well, probably the reason why, you know, you have a lot of debt, blah blah blah. Like you were saying when you were doing the finance management stuff. It's a lot of soldiers say, because hey, you got some soldiers that have never seen this amount of money, no matter how much a private gets paid. Oh my god, I got this amount of money. It's in my account. Oh man,
Mm.
I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna do that, and they start buying a lot of things, not realizing that that debt being accumulated once the payments have to, once that bills come in and you have to make those payments, then they realize, oh, I don't have money for insurance. I don't have money for these rims. I don't have no money for
Hmm.
this lifted truck. Um,
Yeah, I don't have money for dinner.
yeah,
Sometimes,
how much? Yeah, well, I
yeah,
mean,
because I spend it all.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
not, let's
spend
talk.
it all.
Well, we don't even want to talk about how the soldiers aren't, or I think the soldiers should just all get BAH or BAS. I'm
Oh yeah,
sorry.
we've already said that, yeah, we like I said, that's like one thing we've always harped on is like,
Yep.
okay, they can still use the defect, they just, pay for it.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And I always wondered how all the monies that's all the money that's going to the DFAC. Where is it going? If you're,
Yeah.
I remember when me and you did the. Remember when we did the BAH and the housing at Fort Cav, and we went down.
Oh
We
yeah.
we did the staff sergeant scenario, and we were counting all the houses, and we did beer math. That was when we were really drinking
Yeah.
on air. We did some good beer math on the on how much a month the Army is collecting from soldiers when they get their BAH. Well, the same thing with BAS. If you're collecting separate rats, dude, you know what I mean? So
Right. I'm looking to see if I even still have those notes. But I don't think I have it in this notebook
yeah,
from the beer math. I know I still have them somewhere. I'll find the beer math.
yeah.
Yeah, because it was insane how much money they were getting, and like, where is all that going?
Yep, exactly, exactly. So, well, that was. I mean, we got to. Me and Spanky got to get going. We got festivities to handle. We got the little ones to take trick or treating. We got churns already knocking on the door.
Yeah.
We got a freaking.
Yeah. Yes, and you guys need to go, do some little Halloween festivities if you are a Halloween
Yeah,
maker
yeah,
or a Halloween believer
yeah,
or,
yeah.
celebrator.
Yep. Which, by the way, everyone likes to talk about the fact that Halloween is against specific religions, and I'm going to say right now it was a religious holiday to begin with. I mean, I'm going to get everybody pissed off at me now. What?
Let them be, yeah.
What
Let
do you
them be mad. Be mad.
What do you mean? So, at any rate, let's do housekeeping. Let's knock out the housekeeping.
All right, let me get the lemon pledge out.
Yeah,
Where'd it go? There it is.
Let's roll on housekeeping. This is, of course, Sergeant's time. This is the Army LPD like ish banter about Army issues, news, and stories. And oh wow, I totally forgot to say we have some announcements. You're gonna see posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments Facebook page, and we are streaming for the 20th anniversary of Warcraft with Valor Gaming. You guys are gonna see some promos and stuff coming up with that. FTX, of course. Saturday co-ops, weekend co-ops with Nemo and the crew, and also Valor Sports Bar. What do you hear? What do you say? And the coach as well. Don't forget, the Dodgers won. I'm sorry, Coach. I had to break balls on that one.
Yeah, there's some baseball thing going on this week, like a season finale or something.
They happened, and there's not going to be a sequel. And the Yankees, they didn't win. Actual King Smith and the coach, and then of course Monday edition with myself and Massey. Hey guys, keep telling you, appreciate y'all thinking about Massey. He's handling his business out in Western North Carolina, where he's at, where he's been affected by all that stuff too. So Tuesday's Pop Culture Warrior with Michael Kataskio, also known as a CQ, with his angry staff of Angry Elf and Mad Mike. The Sorents, they're taking a break on Wednesday. Wednesday's Milk Pit. They're taking a break. Radar's out the net, but you never know. You might see a show pop up on Wednesday, which is kind of funny. You might
never know.
TZ and Radar, of course. The Sorents, the team leaders, the team Sorents of the Smoke Pit, giving you all the tea and just what do staff sergeants and sergeants blab about anyways? So you get to hear that.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Is what I say.
Yep. And then, of course, with me and Spanky on Thursdays for Sergeant's Time. Baconator, this was a good podcast, and I was enjoying my eggnog until you said "Go Chiefs." I'm gonna have to. Can we ban Baconator?
I think that's why we gotta shut it down.
Yeah, I think that's why.
We're gonna have to shut the podcast down because we can't talk about Chiefs.
Yeah. Way to go, Baconator, with you and your Taylor Swift Chiefs. Oh man. At any rate, sure, like and follow all of the socials, 2 Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, 2 YouTube pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, and of course on the Twitter, on X app. I'm glad we're on X app streaming there. It's kind of fun because I see everybody's chats in there and I see all the comments, and that's pretty cool. I do enjoy I do enjoy that environment.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. But they didn't answer my email, so I don't know if I'm coming back still.
At any rate,
Wipe my whole account. All right.
Yep.
At any rate, I'm salty.
Yeah. Happy Halloween and enjoy your festivities. Like I said, throw candy at the kids, or walk around trick or treat with the little ones because I gotta go in about a minute to go hang out with the little Sith Lord, and of course enjoy your eggnog. Eggnog Wars 2024. We all know we're pro eggnog at WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. Shots. See ya.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF.
Enjoy that
Radio,
eggnog.
the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Sometimes when I look at, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, I think it's WTF Army or something.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Driving us insane. ATF zero dark 30, no time to complain. Push ups in the mud, feel the muscle strain. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Hilltops in the desert, sandstorms in our eyes. Memories for breakfast, no room for lies. Rock watches through the night under starless skies. Brothers and sisters we rise. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos, in the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Drill sergeant's fury echoing in the air. Discipline and duty we all must bear. Battle bodies by our side in the fight we share. In the face of danger we dare. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive, in the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Souls and firefights, adrenaline's rush. Silent nights, broken by the enemy's hush. Medics on the move in the heat of the crush. In the heart of battle we trust. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find out our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. WTF moments in the stories we find. In the Army's embrace, we're forever entwined. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos, in the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Through the smoke and the flames we rise again. In the heart of the storm we find our zen. Battle buddies by our side, our men. In the Army's legacy we transcend.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.